Why, hello! So several months ago, there was a tag going around for what's in my pen and pencil case. And I had a lot of fun watching those videos. I thought about doing a what's in my pen case video, but at the time, I just didn't. I don't know why. I just decided not to. But I still love watching those videos, and people post them randomly, not part of the tag. So I thought I would join the crowd and give you a glimpse into some of my mini pencil cases. Actually, these are all of them. Some are used more commonly than others, so let's just go through. You've seen some of these before in my What's in My Bag videos, but we'll go through one by one. This is one of my ones that lives in my bags. This is my main one that I use in my just going out everyday bags. Got a couple of samples of washing. Let's just dump it all out, and then we can put it back in. So my couple of samples of washing. I've got my whiteout corrector, little mini, and my adhesive roller, one touch from Staples. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Target Dollar Spot pens. I have an obsession with these, y'all, especially since I hacked them to make them write better. They are my favorites. I've also got my Frixion Slim, upside down. There we go. I always keep one of these for scheduling on the go in case it's not, but because I don't carry my Staedtlers with me, which I use my color coding for, this way I can write something down and then I can use the correct pen for it later. I've got 2 cute little paper clips and my mini pair of scissors. So this is, a lot of these pouches are from Made with Planner Love, Made with Love Crafter on Instagram. I will link below her shop, but this is the old design. This is when she first started making them, so it doesn't have the integrated elastic that the other ones will. So that's what a lot of these are. It's a beautiful, wonderful smelling leather. I highly recommend these pouches. I love them. So I had asked her if she could make, I had asked Trisha if she could make me a pencil pouch. Because I carry colored pencils with me to do my color coding. And she said, yeah, sure, let me try. And this is what she came up with. It is wonderful. I love it. It's perfect. So these are just my colored pencils that I use for my color coding and my time tracking for my Hyperdex. So I have a whole video about how I have my little Buteo bunker, or Buteo bunker, extra small traveler's notebook set up for that. So check out that video for more information on how I use them, but this I use all the time for my colored pencils. I decided to get another one of the pencil pouches. I love this leather, the navy, and it's got this cute owl lining. But I'm using it for pens, and it's not working quite as well as it had, but as it does for colored pencils, just because sometimes when I stick other things in there, they come out. Like if I stick I was using this as my main pencil pouch in my bags, but all the time the adhesive roller and the correction tape were coming out. And so now I just have some extra Dollar Spot pens in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 Target Dollar Spot pens in this one. So next, this is my pen roll and paint roll that I made. I got this fabric from my brother's new in-laws. When they got married, they are Korean, and so they had these amazing Korean wedding ceremony at the rehearsal dinner. And they gave all of his family, all of my brother's family, these gifts. And they were wrapped in this beautiful fabric. So I took mine and I sewed it up and made a pen and paint roll. So I've got just cheap watercolor paints. I cut these apart. I got them at Target for $1. Stuck those in. I've got a water brush. I've got some just little paint brushes. I think I stole these from my kids. And then I have more of the Prismacolor Scholar. That's what these other colored pencils were. But I got these. These are the ones that I don't use for my color coding, so these are just my extras for drawing, and they're just good quality. So that's all in this little roll. Sorry, my husband and kids just came home, so there may be some thumping. Then I have this little pouch from Sea Pinks on Etsy. This is what I was using for my colored pencils, but because it's such a light fabric, it was getting kind of dirty in my bag, and I love the colors of this, and so I didn't want it to get messed up. Inside, I just have my watercolor pencils. I cheaped out on these. I just got, let's see, the General's Kimberly's watercolor. They were the cheapest ones at whatever craft store. I think I got these at Michael's. And they work all right. They're not wonderful, but they're okay. So this is where I store all of my watercolor colored pencils in. Next, I have a little pouch that my mother-in-law gave me years and years ago as a stocking stuffer. So in here I have, it's basically all Target Dollar Spot pens, and the reason why is because this is where I keep all of my, I keep one of every type that I get, every pattern I have in here, so I always have backups. So let's arrange these. I've got my chubby ones that are from earlier. So I've got 6 of these because I have a double and I only have 1 of this one. Then I have the mints. I have, which ones go where? I've got the watercolors. This is part of the floral one. I only got 1 set of the floral one because one of them was broken when I got it. So that's the reason there's only 1 of those. And then some of the most recent ones. So these are all just stored in here. And I'll show you in another video, these are all in my craft tote that I keep upstairs in the office. So I'll go through that. I'll show all of those in that video that's coming up. And my last pencil pouch, this I actually got in 6th grade from Old Navy because it was all the rage to get your pencil pouches from Old Navy. Does anyone remember this? Was that a trend anywhere else? I've had this forever. I still love it. This stays up in my office, and it's where I keep all of my extras. Also, Claire's accessories for cute keychains. Junior high school, anyone? So, that's where I have all in here are just my extras for things. They're not really cute pens, they're not really fancy things, but it is a pen pouch, so I am going to go through it. It has a little pocket in there. I think this was supposed to be for storing makeup, maybe. It may have been a makeup bag, may have been for pens. I don't know. All the girls in school had them, and I loved them. So I've got a little paper clip. I've got some pencil lead. I've got some click erasers and some extra erasers. And then this is left over from my elementary school days because I had a teacher that had one of these expanding pointers, and I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. And so when I saw one at a store, I had to have it. I've never used this before. I probably should get rid of it, but there's something in me that just can't, 'cause I just think it's so, I still think it's cool. All these years later, I still think it's a fun thing. Probably give it to my boys someday because that seems like something they would like. So let me just dump this out as I've done most of the others. And these are just, I mean, these are cheap pens. These are, I test them regularly to make sure that they are still good. Oops, sorry, my close up in my arm there. They hold a lot, so it's a good little case. So I've got paint pens from different projects that I have acquired. So those all stay in there. I've got a thin Sharpie and a big fat Sharpie. I also have a whole cup full of, this one's so old that it is worn off. You can't even see that it says Sharpie anymore. I have a whole cup upstairs of my current pens that I use on a regular basis just at my office, as well as not for using my planner, not for journaling or anything, just like these sorts of pens. And I also have an entire cup full of Sharpies, but these are all my extras. I've got some highlighters, blue, yellow, one of those that has a pen on one side and a highlighter on the other. And this fell out, so stick it back in. I've got a couple of 3 from my annual conference. I love these pens. They write really well, surprisingly, for a cheap little gel pen. One from grad school, another from grad school. These were all in the original bag, and then I'm gonna put those, they just came out of the pouch. These were all in the original bag. I got them for free couponing, and I do use these little Bics. I know they're cheap, but I smear my writing so much that I love them. And then my 1-year-old got a hold. Sorry, they all fell out. Then my 1-year-old got a hold of the bag and was using them and drawing all over everything. So now they have to go in here because he hasn't discovered this wealth of trouble yet. I've got the Papermate Clickster mechanical pencil. These are my favorites. I stocked up on them once a long time ago and still have all of these. This is the Bic Market Ultrafine Point Permanent Marker. I got it at a office supplies fair at my undergrad that I went to. Oh, another highlighter crept in. Just a couple of ballpoints, both Papermate, both medium point. And then I have these pens that when I was in elementary school, I covered in Sculpey. And see here, how funny are these? They all still write, surprisingly. So they are, I don't even remember what kind of pens they are. This one's purple, this one's blue, and this one's black. And they still write fairly well. So I can unscrew them and refill them, but I haven't needed to in all these years. So those are in there as well. So these are all of my pen pouches scattered all around the house. Some live in bags, some live on counters, some live at desks. These are all the pens that I keep in cases on a regular basis. Again, love the Made with Planner Love leather pouches. Love Sea Pinks. I have another pouch from her that's a larger one that I haven't decided how I'm going to use it yet. But that's another Etsy store that I will link below. Definitely check her out. She has such cute fabrics and it's amazing quality. So thank you for watching. I hope this was fun for you. Sorry I don't have quite as much creative stuff as some people have in their pencil pouches. But I hope that this was still a fun and nosy look. And I will see you later. Bye.